So we put a screw here, screw there. Those are little plugs that they put in. Little drain board. Alright, now, let me see. And this thing. So we got fuel filter. Let me just check this. See if the fuel filter. That. Like we got it all. So new rubber seal goes in here. Just like that. Fuel filter sits down in there. Like that. Little washer goes on top. New screw. I'm going to be careful here, not too tight, because I don't want to break anything. Alright, then a little glass bowl. Now it's all cleaned up, is on there. There's a little hold down piece. And so you just slips into one hole here, and then it kind of springs over. So if I do it right, it fits in like that. And just loosen this. Goes right up on top. Make sure it's seated properly. Tighten it up. Nice and snug. I'm just going to center it a little better. There. Alright. And fuel goes in here. Fills up the bowl. It then stops. So now if I blow air through here, I can hear it blowing through. But if I turn it, I can't blow. So and you could probably use an air compressor or something to blow. Well, you shouldn't blow hard. I only blew on it because it's super clean, but if it wasn't clean, I wouldn't be blowing on it. Anyway, so that's how you test to see if the float is working. And it is. Alright, Keys, you can stop. Okay, so high speed jet. We'll get the breakdown one more time. Alright. So let's do something like this. So what you need to do is high speed jet should go through here like this. I'm going to put on a nylon washer, and then we're going to put on 2 packing washers. A packing washer is just a soft cork washer that when this tightens down, it pushes it into this cone in here, and the cone squeezes it against this shaft so that the shaft is hard to turn. That means when you set it, it stays where you set it. So 2 packing washers and a little nylon pressure washer. We'll set this valve in here. And before we tighten this all up so we know where we are, I'm going to just screw the valve in until it seats. It's seated. Alright? Once it seats, turn it out 2 turns. That's the initial setting. So look at the crack and turn it. There's a half turn, there's 1 turn, there's 1.5, there's 2. Let's just leave it right there. 2.5 is really the initial setting. So make it 2.5. Push the packing nut in, and then tighten up the packing nut so this is tight, so that the shaft doesn't turn easy. So just take my wrench, hold the jet so it doesn't screw in anymore, tighten it up, and there. Now this is nice and stiff to turn. So now when I set it, it's going to stay where I set it. Now as you're using your motor, this will get looser over time, and if it gets looser, you just carry a little wrench with you in your boat, just tighten it up a little more until it's snug. If it stops working altogether, you might need to take it apart and put more packing nut washers in, but that's how that works. And we're going to do the top one. Now the top one, I don't know if I should try to... this needle, can you see how this needle's kind of bent up here? Can you see? Can you focus in on that?
A little bit.
This needle is not real. The cone is not real smooth. It's dented, which means it's not going to adjust too well. It's going to hard to adjust the idle. You can buy these needles new, and I don't know if you can turn them. You might be able to turn them on a lathe or something, but I haven't really tried it. But you can probably refinish them. But anyway, we're just going to go with it the way it is for now. Let's see what happens. So this one has another little packing, another hard fiber packing nut, a washer. I'm actually going to use a little nylon one too. What the heck? I don't think it's going to hurt anything. It doesn't really matter. This really isn't critical stuff. Alright, I got all these washers on here. Okay, now I'm going to screw this one in. I'll screw in the jet first before I put the packing nut on. Now screw in the jet till it lightly seats. Just keep turning till it seats. Alright, I think it's seated. So now I'm going to turn it out 1.5 turns. So I'll look at the slot. I turn it, that's a half a turn. That's 1 turn. That's 1.5. Why 1.5 and 2.5? I've always used 1.5, 2.5. It's always worked for me. Actually, a Briggs & Stratton lawnmower engine, that's what their manual says. 1.5, 2.5. And you know what? It's always worked. Guess what? The packing nut doesn't fit. This little fiber packing washer does not work. So, okay, we'll use the nylon one. We won't use this one. So, alright, we got problems. Unscrew that little screw. Yeah. Pull that off completely. Alright, now, these little screws, by the way, they're cone shaped. When you tighten them up, they just spread out the end so it clamps into the knob. That's what that's all about. So the nylon one fit. Okay. Alright, so again, once again, tighten this up until... Alright, I'm going to have to take this out again because I got to put this ear muffler on. And the ear muffler goes on. Oh, do I have to worry about that? How does this go? It goes like this. Alright. Alright, so we gotta put the ear muffler on before we tighten this up all the way. But at any rate, you can tighten it up and then start the engine and run it and see how it is. And then you can take this off, put the ear muffler on later if you want. So, anyways. Yeah, now this turns and it's tight. So that's good. It's good.